I'm so glad you're here this week to learn one of the very first systems I started teaching way back 10 years ago, my TLC system for building your course business. So let's walk through it today and determine where you could possibly spruce up your business and add in some new techniques to
Welcome
get
to
in
the
front of
Course
more
Creators
students
HQ
and to
podcast,
get more sales.
helping you navigate the latest techniques for creating and marketing online courses. And now, here is your host, Julie Hood.
Wouldn't you like a little TLC for your course business? So let's talk about what this is. So the T in TLC stands for traffic. And traffic is how you're getting people to see your stuff, basically, to see your freebies, to see your website, to see your blog posts, to see your videos, to see your Facebook group. And there's three main ways that you can use traffic and how you can get traffic to your website. So the first one is traffic that you pay for. So this could be through Facebook ads. This could be through buying lead generation, anything where you're paying someone to send you traffic. The second type is also one of my favorites. It's called partnering. So partnering with others, joint venturing with others to get more traffic. And then the third one is what I like to call pure traffic. And these are things that you do to generate people to visit without having to pay or partner. So it's things like Google sending traffic directly to your website. It's things like your podcast where you get visitors to come look at your show notes directly. It's your Facebook group where you can send folks with a link to sign up for something. So let's talk real quickly about these three different types of traffic sources and how you could potentially expand what you're currently doing. So, starting with the paid versions first. One of the ways that my clients really like to expand their paid traffic sources is not what you think. It's not Facebook ads. And what they like to do is pay owners of large lists of emails to send out a dedicated email on their behalf. So they aren't buying their email list. That would be illegal and you don't want to do that. But what they're doing is asking them to send out a specific email that they have written that shares one of the free options that they have put together, shares one of their freebies. So that's a really easy way to get started by paying for some traffic to your free options. Another obvious option that everyone works with is Facebook ads. And I will tell you just a few caveats if you're going to use Facebook ads on any kind of larger level. The first thing is don't do the boost posts. Those do not work very well. So take the time to actually create ads for what you're doing. And then it really helps if you've already set up a system and a funnel that you know works. Because if you have to use paid Facebook ads to try to build and figure out your funnel, it gets really expensive really fast. The other thing we've noticed, and you'll want to check this out early on when you're buying Facebook ads, is sometimes the email that people have and use with Facebook is not the email that they actually check and respond to. So if you're trying to get email subscribers, that may not be the best way to get a hold of them. So just a couple little things. Obviously, we could have many, many sessions all about doing paid traffic, but I just wanted to give you a few quick tips if you're thinking about buying traffic and where you should start. Now, one of my very favorite ways of getting traffic is with partners and doing joint ventures. And this is a really fantastic way, especially if you don't have a ton of cash, to get started. Because what you do is you ask someone who works in the same sort of industry and has the same audience that you do, but they probably don't provide the same services that you do. So, for example, for me with my course creators, anyone who is helping bloggers build their blog, they also need a way to monetize their blog. So helping them with courses is a perfect fit. And if they're not teaching people how to do courses, then they can try to send them to me and earn a commission off the sales as a partner. So that's one of my second favorite ways to get traffic is with using joint ventures. And then pure traffic, if you're really, really stuck in that you don't have a lot of money, pure traffic can be another way to do it. It just takes probably a lot of your time. So you need to be setting up a website that you are setting up with a search engine optimization techniques so that you can get some traffic from Google as people are typing in things that you're trying to show up for. You can also do a podcast. You can do blog posts. You can even use your social media to help send you some of this pure traffic. So using social media tools to mention your freebies. So for example, I have set up that a sequence of promotions around my free offers that just keeps running constantly. So it goes out to all of my social media accounts and folks get to see it. They run over and over again, so it helps me get some new subscribers that way. So we'll continue in future episodes to talk about lots and lots of things related to traffic, but I wanted to just give you a couple quick ideas so you can think about, am I going to pay for traffic? Am I going to partner for traffic? Or am I going to focus on pure traffic? Or am I going to focus on all three? So that's the T in the TLC system. The L in TLC stands for leads. And what I mean here is anytime that someone raises their hand and says, hey, I really want to learn more from you, I consider that a lead. So they may be signing up for one of your freebies. They may be following you on Instagram. They may send you a tweet and say, hey, can I find out more about what you're doing? Anytime you can get those leads set up and get them coming into your ecosystem, you're that much further along. They've raised their hand and said they're interested in you. So I will give you a couple tips on trying to get leads. The first one is I want you to have as many lead magnets as you can possibly create in a reasonable amount of time. Because what happens is some of them perform a lot better with certain audiences than others. So the more lead magnets that you can generate, the better, because you can get in front of different audiences and different people. And then I want you to have a follow-up sequence that you put together when someone signs up and gets your freebie. So what is it that they will learn from you? Make sure you're explaining to your leads, this is what I do. This is how I can help you. Here's your freebie and keep your eye out for the new information that I'm going to be sending to you. So I use a tool called leadpagesonline.com to create my landing pages to find my leads. And it's one of my favorites. It's been around a long time. It helps you create really beautiful landing pages without a lot of effort, because there's a few rules that I have about landing pages, and I'll share those with you now. The first one is to make sure that you don't have a big menu on your page. So you don't want your landing pages to just be on your website. And the reason for that is people get distracted. If they come to a landing page and they see lots of other things that they can do, they'll go and check out your about page, or they'll go and they will read a new blog post, but then they won't sign up. So you want a landing page where the entire goal is for them to sign up, yes or no. And that's all that happens on your landing pages. It's a yes or no sign up. You keep them really simple. I like to have some bullet points about why they should sign up, or some short statements that are really easy. You want to make this a no-brainer for them. where they land on the page, they see what you're offering, they realize, hey, I've got to have this. You've done some really great copywriting, so you've got a headline that's really intriguing, and you pull them in to your freebie without hesitation. And then the last tip I'll give you for your landing pages, and you're going to laugh at this one, but it's using an orange button on your landing pages. One of my clients has done tons and tons and tons of testing on this and has found out that the orange button gets the most response. And the reason for that is that it stands out. You don't want your buttons to blend in. And a lot of my graphic designers out there will be very upset when I tell them this, because they create really fantastic and beautiful websites, but the buttons just disappear on the page because they are set up with the same colors. And what I want you to do is have these really obnoxious orange buttons that stand out on the page so that your visitors know where to click and what they should be doing. So orange buttons on your landing pages. So we've covered the T and the L, that's traffic and leads. And now for the C. C is for conversions. And conversions means that you are taking someone who is a lead. They have raised their hand and said they want to know more about what you're doing, and you're turning them into some kind of buyer to where they are taking an action. And the best thing you can do if you are working on your conversions is to really think about your customer journey. And I was doing this with a mastermind group yesterday when we were talking about the journey that her potential audience is on. And we were trying to figure out where she was going to fit into that journey. So she wants to work with entrepreneurs. And so we were talking about how there are brand new entrepreneurs who have just had the idea that, oh, maybe I want to start a business. Where do I start? And then there are those who have been at it for maybe a year or so, and they need a whole different level of support than the folks who are brand new and just thinking about an idea. So what I want you to do is take a few minutes and think about what journey your audience is on. You know, how do they find out about the topic that you can help them with? What are the steps that they take between where they are and where they want to be for your course? What are they doing along the way? What are some of the milestones? And it really, really helps you focus in your course, because you can say, oh, I want to show up right at this point in the process for them. And here is where I can be the most valuable, where I can provide them with the most information and the most solution, and when they will be most interested in what I can help them with. So just taking a few minutes to think about that customer journey will really help with your conversions of getting your leads to actually sign up for your course. And then the last thing I'd mention about conversions is that the more you can think about your copywriting and the more you can expand your copywriting skills, the better you will be. This is one of those expensive tools that you can learn. Yes, you can pay people to copyright for you, but it's also something that you really should take a course on and learn some copywriting techniques, so that as you are going through your different business, the things you do throughout the day, whether it's writing emails or creating landing pages or working on your course, the more that you know about how to write copy so that it is intriguing and persuasive for your audience, the better your business will do. So I recommend getting a hold of some copywriting resources and work on, even if all you work on is writing better headlines and subject lines, that will be a perfect place to get started. So there you have it, the TLC system, traffic, leads, and conversions. And spend a few minutes today and see what thing you can work on this week to improve your course business. So I also have a quick win for you to share this week. If you are thinking about an idea for a new course and you want to determine, is this a good idea or not, go to coursecreatorshq.com/idea. That's coursecreatorshq.com/idea. And you can download a free resource and training that I've provided for free for my podcast listeners to help you assess your idea and see whether it's any good or not. And then I have one last request. If you wouldn't mind, please hit subscribe in your podcast app. If you've also learned anything useful from this episode, I would really, really appreciate your 5-star review. They are tremendously helpful for us, especially in Apple Podcasts. That determines who they show the podcast to and who they share it with. So it helps me get in front of more course creators. So if you could do that, I'd be incredibly appreciative and doing a little happy dance around my office and my studio. So thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing. Thank you for reviewing. I really appreciate you sharing your time with me today. And I can't wait to connect with you on the next episode of the CourseCreatorsHQ.com podcast. Have a fantastic week.